Hi there, welcome to my views and news. I'm traveling on my way to a destination to hold some meetings. But I got this information while I'm traveling, so I thought of making a video to share it with you. Firstly, Eritreans are in trouble in Ethiopia. They're complaining that they have to pay hefty fines to leave Ethiopia. What is the position of the Ethiopian government? Why is that Eritreans are being fined heavy fines? What is the reason? Are Eritreans being singled out uh, in response to what Eritrean government did to Ethiopian Airlines? Secondly, Somaliland election held yesterday, counting underway. Who's leading? Let's have a look at the Somaliland election first. Then the second news story about Ethiopia Eritrea relations. Election was concluded peacefully in Somaliland yesterday. Eye scanning technology was used. Tim Cole, former US ambassador, served as the chief observer of this election held in Somaliland. No news of any violence, any law and order incident in Somaliland yesterday. Women, men, elderly, all cast their votes. Huge number of women was seen casting their votes in Somaliland yesterday. Uh, Everything was peaceful, transparent. Election day was yesterday. Voting ended. And now the observers are monitoring and vote counting is underway. When will the result be announced? Final results and any preliminary results announced? The result will be announced after almost a week. I think on next Thursday, the result is expected to be announced. To be announced early if the vote counting is complete, but it is expected to be announced, I think, after a week. So before next Thursday, we might not see any official declaration of the result. But several Somali sources are reporting about the results uh, of the vote count completed so far. And they are claiming that Abdirahman Wadani party leader is leading so far. And mainly the vote counting has been completed in eastern areas. There Abdirahman's Wadani is ahead reportedly. Though these are unconfirmed reports, National Election Commission has not declared any results of this election. Again, I'm making it clear. We're not saying that Abdirahman has won the election. We're not saying that Musibi Abdi has lost. But reportedly, so far, Abdirahman is leading. How big is the lead? Is it a slim lead, or Abdirahman has a huge lead? Well, what I have learned so far, the lead is significant. It's not a slim lead. So Musibi Abdi could face a challenge, it seems. He's facing a challenge. Can he survive? Good thing is that when yesterday he spoke, he said that election results should be accepted by all, and no one should resort to creation of a conflict over election results. This is the beauty of elections in Somaliland, that election is held in a transparent manner. Results are generally accepted too. So hopefully this time too, the loser will accept the result and congratulate the winner. We'll have to wait for a few more days. So far, Abdirahman is ahead. If Abdirahman wins, if Wadani party takes over, what will be the fate of Ethiopia Somaliland MOU? Those who oppose the MOU, they have been hoping that Abdirahman would win and he'll just withdraw from the MOU with Ethiopia. And they backed Abdirahman in the election campaign. So Abdirahman visited Ethiopia, if you remember. He visited Addis Ababa around 2 weeks ago after some leaders of Wadani party gave statements that Wadani would withdraw from the MOU because the MOU had not yielded any results. Rather, it had led to more pressure upon Somaliland from Somalia. So let's see what happens. Secondly, Eritreans are in trouble in Ethiopia. They are complaining that they have to pay huge fines if they want to leave Ethiopia. There are tens of thousands of Eritreans in Ethiopia. While Eritrea is cutting off commercial links with Ethiopia, these Eritreans in Ethiopia are very vulnerable because Ethiopian government can just make retaliatory decisions. We know that Eritrea has banned Ethiopian airline from flying in Eritrea. Communication lines between the two countries have also been cut off. Now, Ethiopia is imposing high fines, heavy fines on those Eritreans who want to leave Ethiopia, who want to have exit visas, but the required documents to be issued by Ethiopian authorities are being issued after payment of a several $1,000 fine. These Eritrean refugees obviously are refugees. They are not wealthy people. How can they pay $4,000, $3,000, or $5,000 fine? Ethiopian Refugee and Returnee Service officials say that those refugees who lived in Ethiopia illegally, they have to pay fines, whether they are from Eritrea or from other countries. If they have been living in Ethiopia illegally, if they did not register themselves with the Refugee and Returnee Service, if they don't have the required documents, then they'll have to pay the fines. The Refugee and Returnee Service of Ethiopia says that Eritreans are not being singled out. Other refugees of other nationalities are also being told to pay the same amount of fine if they have been living in Ethiopia illegally and now they want to go to another country and they want exit visas from Ethiopia. This is the situation, but question is if these refugees are unable to pay $4,000, $5,000 each, what will happen? Will they be imprisoned or will they be forced to pay the fine? It's not clear, but I think Ethiopian government should be lenient on these Eritreans. Eritreans flee their country for a better future, for more economic opportunities. They flee oppression in Eritrea, where we know that youths are forced in conscription. They either enter Ethiopia or Sudan, but in Sudan there is a civil war ongoing now. In Ethiopia, there is a warlike situation in Amhara, and it is difficult for Ethiopia to cross into other countries, keeping in view the conflicts ongoing in Ethiopia. Now it's becoming difficult for Eritreans to leave their country. It was relatively easy for them to cross into Ethiopia or Sudan in the past, but I think in current situation, it's more risky. It's riskier for them to leave Eritrea and enter Sudan or Ethiopia. Thanks for watching.